You cannot lift anything up while you're in the gutters. Everybody's poor.
or tending to poverty. You're either poor or tending to poverty.
Let me tell you. I think this is a very hopeless country.
I think we have no reasons to believe in Nigeria anymore.
Right now, as I am, as a Nigerian, there's nothing that I'm looking forward to. Bismillah, motide,
So what are we debating today or discussing today?
I don't know. What's on your mind?
I don't know. My mind is blank.
Your mind can never be blank.
It is.
In the name of Jesus, your mind is not blank.
Okay. So. So I wanted to ask if how do I phrase this? If in light of what's happening in Nigeria,
Yeah.
the economic downturn, rising commodity prices,
T-Pain,
the general hopelessness, when it feels like it doesn't seem like in the next 10 years, 20 years, there will be, any progress in Nigeria. And then you respond by saying, I think we have no reasons to believe in Nigeria anymore. Would that be a patriotic response?
Is that a question for me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
As in,
That's on my mind. So if you decide today, in light of all that happened in Nigeria, and you say, I don't believe Nigeria will ever get better. I mean, are you rational in accepting that? I mean, is that rational? Is that justifiable? And would it be patriotic? Would it make you less patriotic if you come to that conclusion?
I cannot give a yes or no response. I think this is a very hopeless country. And I think that
First of all, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
But is it a patriotic thing to say that your country is hopeless?
it is a practical thing to say that where we are right now in Nigeria. Because what is hopelessness? Hopelessness is... I don't know how to define hopelessness, so I'm going to walk around it. Right now, as I am, as a Nigerian, there's nothing that I'm looking forward to. I have nothing to look forward to. When we were kids, we know Vision 2020. We know the 7-point agenda of Goodluck Jonathan. Whatever was happening in the country at the time, I mean, it wasn't like things were perfect or it was the best of time for Nigerians. I don't think it had ever been a fantastic time at any point in history.
But it wasn't this bad.
This bad. But then also, we had Vision 2020. We had 7-point agenda. We know there were jingles, there were communication materials on what is going on in agriculture, whether they were lying or they were padding what they were talking about. That's besides the point. The point was they had given us as a country something, a goal, where we were headed. Did we get there in 2020? We did not. But since 2020 like this, even before 2020, the campaign died. We didn't know. So right now, as an adult in this country, I do not know where we are headed. I have nothing that I'm looking forward to. There's no big picture. Nobody has given me. And the big picture for a country is not something that an individual will have, because you are your big picture. Everybody will just die and the country will move on. But as a country, as a nation, we have no vision. And that's because we have no visionary leaders. Nobody has painted any vision for us of this is where we're going. And these are the steps that we're going to take to get there. And this is how you as a citizen should help or should support. I just woke up one day and there's this massive hardship and famine in the land. I can't even pinpoint exactly what caused it. I just realized that I'm an adult and the more money I make, the less I can afford. That's the reality of an average adult. We make way more money than we made in a few years ago, but we can afford way less than we could. In 2020, the things that I used to buy without thinking. I remember always walking into Spa in 2020, before 2019, 2020, before COVID. Always just walking and just buying the things that I needed, and my basket would be full. But I could walk into Spa. I am a big 30-year-old woman now. I am going to Boku. I am weighing prices. Before I would have done research at home. I would have Googled prices. So if I see your price and I see that your spaghetti, how much is it? Oh, your own is 1,450. I know where they said it for 1,400. What three? As a big adult, that's what I'm having to do. So and I do not have anything I'm looking forward to that tells me that, oh yeah, with these things will get better. So I don't know how else to. But does that make me does that mean that I'm not patriotic?
That's my question. Like, what would be the patriotic response to hardship or hopelessness in your country?
So what is patriotism? Maybe we should start from there. Can you define patriotism?
I mean, you could say it is love for one's country.
If that is the definition of patriotism, then I am patriotic because I'm absolutely in love with this country. Each time,
can you be in love with a country and you give up on that country?
Giving up,
because if you believe that Nigeria will not get better or can't get better ever, that is you giving up on Nigeria.
But you can doubt. You can, because as a realist,
you can doubt.
As a realist,
okay.
So I don't think that. I don't think that nothing will ever get better. But I think that our generation is almost wasted already. Because 1990s baby were 30 now. At least my own people were 30 now. And I do not have a single memory as a 30-year-old of one thing that happened to me that made me really happy. That this has happened to me because I'm a Nigerian. Most of the horrible things that have happened to me, most of the rejections that I have suffered, which rejections that I suffered that I should not have to need those things to begin with if my country worked. All of those rejections happened to me. All of them happened to me solely because I'm a Nigerian.
Okay.
So for me, for my generation, I can't speak for everybody, but for me as a person, and for most people that I know, the situation in this country does not give us hope. People are we are in a phase where what people are having to self-preserve. We're in a season of self-preservation. I have to provide my own electricity. The useless band-aid that they are collecting on my money from now. See, there's no light now. If I did not spend money on this one that we have, I still have to. I'm paying so much for electricity, but the useless grid is collapsing every two days. Every market day like this, the thing will collapse.
It's not easy. It's Nigeria.
And they say it's band-aid that I'm on, and I'm paying so much on electricity. The roads are awful. So I have to fix the car more often than you would probably have to if you live in a state. It rained a few days ago. I swam near the car. So I'm saying and I don't. So if I'm experiencing all of this, but there's clarity on where I'm headed. I know when I'm taking a course or when I'm learning something new and. But you know when you have a new task or a task that is due at work and it's taking all of your mind, all of your energy, what keeps you going? First of all, aside the salary, at least I'll be able to afford spaghetti and eggs, which is now. Do you know how much eggs are now? The other thing is that this would end. This campaign is a 3-month campaign. This is a 6-month campaign. My launch is next week. Launch date. There are timelines to this thing. Okay. Oh yeah, which timeline are you working with now as a Nigerian?
So that's my question. So in light of the seeming eternity of this suffering, of this hardship, of this hopelessness,
Yeah.
what would be the patriotic response? How would you respond? How would a lover of Nigeria respond? How should they respond? Or let me drill it down so we can get home.
Yeah.
If one decides to leave the country
Yeah.
solely because Nigeria is not working,
Yeah.
is it patriotic? If you leave Nigeria, if you japa, no,
Going
as
by
they say,
our definition
are
of
you-
patriotism as the love for one's country, I think a show of love for the country will also be to preserve yourself. I think I again, this is my own opinion. No.
But that would be like that would be more like self-love.
No,
than patriotism.
that would be. I know that my country is not working, but I cannot do anything. You cannot lift anything up while you're in the gutters, or you can't. For you to be able to support or lift anybody up, you have to be standing. At least you may not be on an elevated ground, but you have to be standing. So if you do not preserve yourself, it means everybody is poor, because clearly now poverty, there's no shame in poverty anymore. Everybody is poor.
or tending to poverty. You're either poor or tending to poverty.
Let me tell you something. What we have now is the degree of poverty. There's no wealth is
It's a luxury.
don't let me
It's a luxury.
everybody is like battling day to day, battling poverty. So one of the things that I think that one of the things that we need to do as a lover of this country is to preserve yourself. Do the best you can to have the best life possible, so that when your basics are covered, that's when your mind is able to think about solutions. Because I know that there are still like, problems around a lot of mediocre things in this country that they shouldn't be, right? But you see, the minds that will solve the bigger problems, it's easier. I'm not saying like you can't be in abject poverty and still solve. We have like stories of people who rose from absolutely nothing and they have gone out to do great things and solve like big problems, but they are the exceptions. And we cannot run a society
Based
on the hope
exceptions.
of the exceptions. You have to like the majority. And majority, anybody that is hungry, what is on their mind is how to quench that hunger. Not how to solve global warming or how to end I don't know, what else are we ending? Hunger, poverty in the life. Because this person that is going to end hunger is hungry themselves. So like I think that patriotism now, anybody that has the means and is able to leave the country for the right reasons, like whether you are going to like better yourselves, like you are going to gain new skills, more knowledge, you have a job, an education, all of those things, by all means, or like your spouse is there, whatever, like all those valid reasons, by all means, you should totally go there, because there's no society without its unique
people,
challenges and all that. But I don't think that jackpying or staying is a question of people's patriotism. I think people will do whatever they feel is best to self-preserve, and I think that's self-preservation at this point in time.
It's patriotic.
I think you should preserve yourself so that you are in the position to help others, because it's this government, clearly no help is coming from the leadership. No help, because everything is expensive now. They will come every market day to say nonsense, but I've not heard anything about them cutting down cost of governance, for example, all the useless aids and supports that they are having. What's their job? What else are they doing? But me, I'm buying. Do you know how much fuel is now? I'm using my entire income to buy fuel. I'm using my I don't want to rant, but yeah, I should rant.
No.
I shouldn't rant.
Don't rant.
Okay,
I mean,
now
you have the next episode to rant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
love it. Anyway, yeah, I think
Yeah.
patriotism cannot be questioned because people are leaving the country. I think people should self-preserve.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a way to be patriotic is to understand that Nigeria is not just a place; it is the people as well. So if you love Nigeria, it means you love a Nigerian,
Yeah.
and also you can also think of it as, if you are patriotic, you believe that Nigerians deserve the best. So if you're a
Absolutely.
Nigerian, you deserve the best jobs, the best education,
should go
the best
get it
life.
wherever they
And if
they
that life,
are.
that job, that education is somewhere else,
Like the
I think the
UK or the
patriotic thing
US
to
or
do would be to
Canada.
go there because you believe that you're Nigerian and you deserve the best.
Absolutely agree with
Yeah,
you.
so if you are in the UK or Canada and people are trying to trip you into thinking that you're not patriotic, no.
Yeah.
You are doing what the patriotic Nigerian should do.
Yeah.
Living your best life.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely, living your best. Absolutely.
Wherever that life is, whether it's in Nigeria or
Within the confines
And also,
of law, shall and order.
of course.
Yeah, like do it the right
and also,
way.
you don't have to be in Nigeria to be patriotic. The people who are in Nigeria who don't love Nigeria.
Absolutely.
So you can be in the UK or Canada
Absolutely.
or US and truly love Nigeria.
Do you know how I continue to test my love for Nigeria? Each time, the only football club that has continued to touch my emotions.
Anopilas.
It's the Super Eagles and the Falcons.
Okay.
Each time they play,
Means
each
the
time,
female,
of like anybody that is playing representing Nigeria as a country, that you are playing football, because football is what I manage to follow a little bit. The way it makes me feel when we lose, and the way it makes me feel when we win, and the way I felt when Libya was doing the nonsense that they were doing to our guys. Sometimes I'm like, why do you feel this way? Like, why does this country touch me so much? And when somebody opens their mouth, wow, to say absolute rubbish about citizen participation, people that don't even know their councillor, you don't know your councillor, you don't know your local government chairman, but you open your mouth, wow, and this country can never be good. Okay, so what have you done? I'm not saying that. Of course, the problems of this country are very complex. But even we as a people, Ghana, I think it's the Messiah thing that we're expecting, because again, maybe because we're a very religious set of people. So we are looking for Jesus Christ to just appear. But even when Jesus appeared, Jesus did not remove Caesar or anything like that. We still need to get into the nitty-gritty of renewing each mind, which is where education comes in, which education system in this country is in the what? It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, what you're trying to say is that Nigeria is made up of people.
Yeah.
And so if we hope for a better Nigeria, we should try to make ourselves better people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that we can stop electing nonsense into offices. Thanks.
Thank you
See
so
you
much
later.
for watching. See you in the next episode.
Like, subscribe, comment,
follow on social media,
and put on your
post notification.
Bye.